Well, imagine checking your website stats and seeing that traffic has just completely dropped off overnight. You're getting fewer calls, fewer leads, less business, all because Google made some changes that you didn't see coming. Well, that's what's happening right now. It's happening right now. And if you don't adapt, your business could be next. Let's talk about it. Okay, we are currently in the new AI mode interface here on Google. Now, I know if you're listening to the audio only experience that this is going to be a challenge to follow. So I do highly recommend over on Spotify, on YouTube, and on my LinkedIn page, you will be able to see the full video version of this. So please go over there and check this out. That said, I will try to do my best to explain what we're looking at and what's going on here to the best of my ability. Okay, so what the first thing you'll notice here when you're on AI mode is it looks very, very familiar. It's very much like ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity. But what you'll also notice is it's much different than the Google search that we have been accustomed to for a very long time now. This is something where you're actually going to have conversations with search. This is really changing the game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of their examples. There are 3 examples here that they give you. I want to use one of theirs because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to create fear, that I'm spreading some disinformation, that I, put something in myself to make this look worse than it is or better than it is. I'm just going to use one of the examples that Google has put in here. And that example is make a table comparing memory foam versus hybrid mattresses. Now, all of us at some stage of our life are going to buy a new mattress. So this is something that many of us out there would absolutely search. So I'm going to click that right now and take note of what happens. Now, you'll see it said searching the web, and it is bringing up a table comparing memory foam versus hybrid mattresses. For those of you listening, you've got 3 columns. You've got features, you've got the memory foam mattress, and then you have the hybrid mattress. And it is comparing the feel, the support, the motion isolation, the cooling, and so on. It gives a very short 2-bullet summary at the bottom after it makes this table. Memory foam mattresses excel in pressure relief and motion isolation. So it's giving you that just quick summary about memory foam, and then a quick summary about hybrid mattresses. And then it gives its advice, and you can go deeper now, but ultimately the best choice depends on your individual preferences. Now, that's cool. That's awesome. Now look to the right. On the right, you will see a very small box, and it will say that there is 14 websites available to look at within this box. But the box itself only shows 3 websites. And then you have to click a button that says Show All in order to scroll down and see all the websites. But this is what I want to point out. Why are you clicking through to one of these websites? Because you already have your answer. Now, what we would have done in the past is we would have done a Google search comparing foam versus hybrid. Then it would have given us pages of results. It would have put those top handful of results at the top of the search, and you would have clicked one, you would have went to a website, and you would have consumed their content. You're not doing that now. You're consuming Google's content to help make that decision. This is what I want to point out on, I don't know about blogs here in the future and all the time that it takes, or the real estate or whatever, as you're trying to work an SEO front. Because here's the thing. It's stealing from the content that you've already put out there to give this answer. It's no different than it's taking paintings and books and music and blending that all together. It's doing the same thing with our content. Now, how do you combat this? That's going to be a challenge. You're going to want to be one of those top 3 sites there on the right, but that's going to be a challenge. What kind of content am I creating to get to the top of this search? And then if I do create this amazing content, Google's LLM is now stealing that and giving somebody the answer and not sending them to my website. Now, we're very early, so maybe this is all going to change as we move forward. But right now, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Now, I guess I should point out that it does give credit. So I guess they're not technically stealing, because you'll notice there's a little link here, and that is showing where it got some of this information from. So in that case, yes, to get at the top, you're going to have great content, but then that great content is going to be taken and formatted in a way that it's being used to give the answer. So you can see right now where the challenge is. Okay, so let's do another business use case here. Let's say that you're a CPA or a business consultant, and you create just great content comparing an LLC versus an S Corp for 2025. It's used to drive dozens of potential clients a week to your website. But now Google provides a full comparison at the top, and many users get what they need and they move on. So you don't even get to add them into your funnel with a teaser, with a pop-up, with a webinar, with any of those things. They are clicking. So let's test that theory right now and see what happens. So here we go. Let's put in compare LLC versus S Corp for 2025. And here we go. So it's working on the full comparison. There you go. The same type of result as when we were doing the mattresses. It is giving you, just like before, a table with features for both. It is giving you a summary for both, and it's giving you some form of a recommendation. And again, we have 3 websites here. We have our links, and I have the information, so I really don't need to go click any of these links. Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom. If you have a business that's very tied locally, so think about Pizza Shop Near Me or Emergency Dentist Indianapolis. Those are things that are still going to come up and maybe even be better in this style of search. Let me show you an example. Let's just do Pizza Near Me. We'll do that in AI mode. It is thinking, it's searching the web, it's doing its thing. And here you go. Now you're going to have direct links to those local pizza shops that are very close to me because it knows my geolocation. What you'll notice again on the right-hand side, you have your 3 websites, your 3 best results. And if you click the show all, it will have more. Now, I find it interesting that TripAdvisor still wins here, and Yelp and Uber Eats. So yeah, right now they're still winning, but I do believe that's going to change because when you look over here, you see that these are direct links to those local businesses. And I think this is where most people are probably going to click. Now, it's too early for heat maps and all that kind of thing, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. The one thing I do want you to notice here, though, is these websites, these listings, and why it's so important for you to get your Google listing for your business completely squared away and optimized. Because this is not the company's website. This is their Google business listing. So now you've really got to start looking at your reviews and making sure to do a little bit of reputation management here. You have your photos and videos and all of those type of things that are coming up here, your menu, in this case for a restaurant, and all of those things. So you want this squared away and make sure that you have everything there that's optimized so you can take advantage of this. I want to make sure you are not confused about how this works. And let me put this in some very simple terms because I struggle with this just like everybody else. Picture Google's AI is like this super librarian. And instead of showing you every book in the library, what it's doing, it's just scanning every book that's already there, and it's taking the best sentences, it's taking everything, and then just handing you a summary of all that information. And the summary will answer your questions. So you never need to explore that entire library or even open a book for yourself. So it's scanning thousands of websites. It is pulling points, tips, even your hard-earned expertise that you've put out there online. It's pulling from that. And it's just going to answer what the user wants instantly and make it super easy for them. For many, that's all they need. And for a lot of us, if you're in digital marketing at all, you know that there's drip campaigns and lead captures. And just because, somebody might not be interested today, they'll fill out a form, you'll get their email, their phone number, and you get some permission to market to them. Now, maybe one of the positives is by the time they do get to your website, they are fully ready to buy, but you have no relationship with them at that point. So you can see right now why my brain is frying out. So the bottom line here is if your business relies on website traffic for leads and sales, your funnel is shrinking, even if you don't realize it yet. But let's just discuss the biggest winners and the biggest losers with this system, with at least how we stand now. And again, keep in mind, things are changing rapidly. And Google, like everybody else, is trying to figure out AI and the best use cases and everything going on. But as of today, as of this recording, as of going into June of 2025, the biggest losers are going to be bloggers, coaches, consultants, agencies, SaaS, any business doing how-to. I'm one of those now, completely included in that. Educational or expert content that's created to build trust and authority in order to get leads. Sites with generic content. So those people out there trying to sell you some AI tool. I'm going to write 1,000 blogs for you on autopilot so you can get leads in your sleep. That might work very, very short amount of time, but it's not going to work over the long haul. That's definitely not going to be a scalable business for anybody, because if AI can summarize the best content in just a few seconds, I don't care how many generic posts you throw out there, you are not going to compete with that. And media sites, with anyone that has these top 10 lists, these comparative charts like I showed you today, recipes, general information. Yeah, this is all right now at a huge disadvantage. But who still has a shot? I mentioned those local businesses with very strong Google business profiles. So please, when you're done watching this, go look at your Google business listing, optimize it, take care of that. If you need help, reach out to me. We'll make that happen. And experts, I think, with very unique stories, so personal experiences. I think we're going to see humanistic vlogs really start to come back as we are just bombarded with all of this AI generated content, because even if it's good for getting information that we need, I do believe we're still going to want to hear a human, hang out with other humans, understand what they're doing and bond and chemistry and all those things. So I do think vlogging is going to really make a roaring comeback. Okay, I want to give you takeaways. I want to give you things that you can go do right now when you're done listening to this podcast or watching this podcast. The number one piece of advice I can give you is you are going to have to be omnipresent now. I am getting ready to scale out my whole business focused on that, and I'm going to help other people do the same. You are going to need to be omnipresent. Now, what does that mean? You can't just pour your energy into your website or your blog anymore. That's over. You can't just pick, and this is a struggle for me, but you just cannot pick one platform anymore. You are going to have to be on every platform that there is, because Google is going to be pulling from all of this stuff. Get that Google business profile completely optimized. Ask for reviews. Keep that thing updated. YouTube, you're going to need demo videos, Q&A, behind the scenes, vlogging, industry tips. Keep that going. Same with TikTok. Same with Instagram. Use LinkedIn, share stories, do a newsletter, share results of what you're doing, build trust with your audience. Podcasting, this is the way. We're still going to want to hear humans speak. I don't care how good AI podcasting gets. I think there's always going to be this want for human to human connection. I have to believe that. In an email newsletter, you definitely want to keep building that up because it's going to have authority for you. And it's one of the few places you can kind of control your content and really get that value to your customers, clients, and prospects. Number 2, create what AI can't. Ask yourself, can Google's AI generate this answer instantly? Can it? Those unique customer stories, it can't just generate that, at least not authentically. Film real client transformations. If you're weight loss or, whatever that is, if you're creating these transformative things, we're still going to want those stories. Humans, we still love a great story. Show a very unique process or solution that you've created. Be authentic. Push that out. The more authentic, the more human, I think the more of an edge you can get against all of this generic content that's coming. And release your own research and surveys and ebooks and case studies and all of those things. Create what AI can't. Double down on authority and trust. Google's AI looks at something I call EAT, and I think it's out there. I'm sure I've learned it from somewhere, but experience, expertise, authoritiveness, and trustworthiness. Focus on those 4 things. Again, get customer reviews, get testimonials everywhere that you can. A video, a text, on your Google business listing, on Yelp, on TripAdvisor, wherever you can get it, get it. Ask for them. Create a scalable system. I have some for you. Warm welcome is a great way to do it. There's just a lot of different ways to do that. I know we're so scared sometimes to ask people to do that, but this is survival time. This is a time of massive change, and you've got to make that happen. Double down on this authority and trust again. Win local and industry awards. Be able to put that stuff out there. Be quoted on other people's websites. Get on other people's podcasts. Get interviewed. Do different things where you can share and tag other people and put them in the content. I cannot pound this away enough. Structure content for humans and AI. Use clear headings and short, punchy summaries. Try to make your content look like it's not AI generated. I work really, really hard. Of course, I use AI for everything I do, but I work really, really hard to make sure it doesn't look like everybody else. My job as a marketing professional is to stand out in the crowd, not look like everybody else. My job is to make my clients stand out in the crowd, not mimic what all their competitors are doing. Lead with the answers up front. That's another great tip. Don't paywall, hide all of these things. Those days are completely over. And make it so easy to find your advice. Do not bury it. Number 5, track what matters. Stop obsessing over raw website traffic. I want you to measure calls, bookings, messages from all the platforms, inbound leads from YouTube, from LinkedIn, from your podcast, actual sales, not just clicks, not vanity metrics. Even social media is changing. Big followings are not needed anymore to make a living. People are not liking and following and friending and all those things the way we have in the past. The entire game is changing. And the last tip I want to give you, move now, not later. It's moving quickly. You have got 12, 18, 24 months. So many of you are going to become obsolete if you don't stay in this game, if you don't keep up, if you don't move with what's happening. And I'm not being an alarmist here. I'm being truthful. I am at the forefront, studying, watching. I listen to the positive. I listen to the negative. I'm telling you, we are on the cusp of great change. Things will look much differently 2, 3, 5 years from now. And if you're not paying attention, you will get left behind. And I do not want that to happen to you. I do not. Listen to this podcast, listen to other great podcasts, watch videos, watch training videos, pay attention. I'm not expecting you to keep up with the entire industry, but definitely look at your job today. Find things that you can automate. Find things where AI can help you and start implementing that today. Your job's going to look much different over the next couple of years. Okay, now it's your turn. What is your biggest fear, question, or idea about what's going on here with Google, with AI, with SEO? If you're an SEO expert, I would love to hear from you. I would love to have you on the podcast. I mean, if you're at the forefront of these analytics and seeing what's happening, would love to have you on the show. Comment below, email me, reach out, all over the place. You can find me. Wow. And if you want this honest, clear advice on what to do as AI progresses and how it's going to impact your business, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, whatever it takes. Let's get this message to the people who need to hear it. And I need your help to do that. I can't do it alone, and neither can you. So let's make this happen. My name is Harrison Painter. This has been the AI for Everyone podcast. And until next time, keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. Thank you so much. God bless.